What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Winnipeg Jets versus the Dallas Stars. The Jets tie the series up 1-1 on Friday night with probably their first, real convincing win of the postseason. They blanked the Dallas Stars 4-0, and it was domination really all the way through. Connor Hellebuyck looked really good. We're going to get into everything right now, recap Game 2, talk a little bit about Game 1, and then talk about kind of where I see this series going. Coming into this series, I was a little bit worried about Dallas just because of how deep their forward core is. Their forward core is ridiculous. But I thought the Jets could find some holes. And, in Game 1, if it wasn't for, a few kind of weird bounces and some luck and just overall being really good by Mikko Rantanen, I think the Jets win that game. I think they could have won that game. And you could tell that Scott Arniel was a little bit frustrated, right? Because it seemed like that game was well in their grasp and it slipped away from them. And the playoffs can't really afford to throw games away, right? So the Jets went down 1-0, looking for a big answer in Game 2. And, if there was any question about, if they could find that extra gear, I think it's been answered. Josh Morrissey returns to the lineup. Stanley and Shen are both out of the lineup. Couldn't be happier about that. Fleury and Colin Miller are the bottom pairing. And right at the beginning of the game, welcome back Josh Morrissey gets clipped up high by Tyler Seguin. We go to the power play right at the beginning of the game. It's a double minor, and the Jets power play kind of struggled a little bit throughout the playoffs. Hasn't been as sharp as we're used to seeing. Well, the double minor helps, and Gabe Vilardi gets the Jets here on the board, snatching up a rebound in tight. Scores a large one, his first of the playoffs. Morrissey getting the assist. Welcome back, sir. 1-0 Winnipeg. Huge goal early on. This is the start they needed. The Jets continue to swarm, continue to throw pucks at the net, and here's another guy scoring his first of the playoffs, Nick Ehlers. He's so back, baby. He looked really good in this one. Going to talk about him a lot more later on, but Nick Ehlers looked real good today, banking this one off the skate and in. Nick Ehlers, the speed's coming back. He looks like he's found his wind again. I thought that, the last few games maybe looked a little bit tired, near the ends of games, just not being up to, full speed since that injury. But, hey, man, he looked real good in this one. 2-0 Winnipeg. Shots are 13-7 now for Winnipeg as we go into the second period. And, Dallas, they started to try to fight their way back a little bit. But it was Connor Hellebuyck coming through and, standing pat. Looked real good in that first period, looked really calm, nothing crazy going on. In the second period, faced some shots, he made the saves, he looked really, really good. And I think we're getting, Hart Trophy Connor Hellebuyck back. It really felt like we were getting that calm goalie once again. In the second period, Adam Lowry would go ahead, would go and roof his fourth of the playoffs. He looked real good as well. I mean, the common theme here, a lot of Jets players looked really good in this game. Adam Lowry, he was bringing the intensity, and he looked real good here. And beats Ottinger 3-0 Jets. We're headed into the third period. And, all you got to do if you're Winnipeg is lock it down. Dallas is going to push. And that's exactly what they did. Dallas only mustered 5 shots in the third. Had their goaltender pulled on a 4-on-4. They had their goaltender pulled for the last 4 minutes of the game. And Nick Ehlers said, hey, I'm going to turn around and bank this one in all the way down to the other end for his second of the night. One of the more impressive empty net goals I've seen. But 4-0 Winnipeg, and this is how this one would end. Kind of funny moments here in the third. Adam Lowry getting absolutely smoked into the bench, totally upside down. This is kind of funny. I'm happy he's okay. But Jets walk out of here, 4-0 win. Connor Hellebuyck standing tall in the third, and he might just be back. Just like the Winnipeg Jets, Connor Hellebuyck might just be back, ladies and gentlemen. 4-0 win. The Jets' first real convincing win of the playoffs. Domination from start to finish. And the Jets and the Stars will head to Dallas, Texas with the series tied 1-1. Now, if you're not impressed, I don't really know what to tell you. Because coming into this series, looking at the teams on paper, I still had confidence in the Jets. I've been watching this team all year long. They're my dogs. I'm cheering for them. No way I'm pulling out now. But Dallas did scare me a little bit with their offensive firepower, and how the Jets have kept them at bay has been really impressive. It's been a lot of like one and dones going into the zone, right? Like they'll get a chance, Connor Hellebuyck steers it aside, and it's an easy zone exit. And, you know, sometimes they don't even get into the zone, right? Like, look at Dylan Sandberg. That guy's been a monster. You saw Josh Morrissey look like Josh Morrissey for the first time these playoffs. And, you know, as games go by here, this team just starts getting better and better and better. And, you know, this was the best game they've played all playoffs long. Started on time, ended, you know, didn't let anything get out of control, didn't get baited into any fights at the end of the game or anything. You saw Jamie Benn trying to start stuff at the end. Jets weren't buying it. That's what you need. And if the Jets can go into Dallas and at least split the series, I think they're in really good shape here. I think they're in really good shape. They were able to shut down Mikko Rantanen, make his life hell all game long. Like, you know, come on now. Now, if they can do this on the road, which they couldn't do in St. Louis, right? We know how that all went. It was not pretty. But if they can do that on the road in Dallas for one or two of these games, I really like their chances of winning this series. Who's the big old shining star, you ask? It's Nikolaj Ehlers. You know, I would give it to Connor Hellebuyck, but I'm going to have to give it to Slick Nick. He was all over the place today. 3-point night, first career 3-point playoff game. You know, scoring the ugly ones, right? Empty netter off a bootin' in. Had an assist in this one. Nick Ehlers looked more like himself today than ever before. Congratulations, Nick, on the big ol' Shining Star Award. Now, as we head into games 3 and 4 over in Dallas, Texas, we do have a couple of things to note. In this game, Winnipeg was playing with their first full lineup of the playoffs, right? Everybody has been hurt at one point or another, it feels, but they had everybody in the lineup and they looked really good. You could see the chemistry flowing for the Jets. Now on the flip side, the Dallas Stars are just about at full strength, but they have a big hole on their defense, and that's Miro Heiskanen, who's been missing since I believe like January or February. I would imagine that he would return at some point in Dallas. He's been day-to-day for about, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Pete DeBoer was pretty confident that Miro would be making his return in this series. Would not shock me if he returns for Game 3. I hope not. I hope they keep him on the shelf for a little bit longer because Miro Heiskanen is a very good player. But, you know, if the Jets can, you know, play the way they did, I don't think that a Heiskanen addition matters too much. We'll see how he is when he returns, if he's able to play like Miro Heiskanen or if he's just a shell of himself. We'll see how, you know, conditioned and ready to go he really is. But I do expect Miro Heiskanen to come back in one of those games. So we'll see what Dallas looks like at full strength if that does indeed happen. Now I'm going to end it off here with Connor Hellebuyck because the mental battle that he went through in Game 1, it was a wild one, right? And he admitted it himself. You know, he was saying he needed to be better. He was going through a lot of mental things, trying to lock into this series against the Blues. You could literally see the switch flip in his head, him becoming himself again in Game 7. Stood up tall when the Jets needed him most. Jets won that game. Heading into Dallas, I didn't think he played bad in Game 1, just some bad bounces. But in Game 2, it really showed how dominant he was, making big saves, acrobatic saves, and just making saves look easy when they definitely weren't. Connor Hellebuyck looked really good today, and I fear Connor Hellebuyck might just be back. Bad news for the rest of the NHL. But that's all I got today, guys. Leave a comment down below. What did you guys think about this game, and how do you feel about this series? I feel pretty confident with the Jets' ability to win this one. Tied at 1 right now. I really liked Game 2. I didn't even mind Game 1. It seems like they found that gear again, that playoff gear. So, I don't know, Dallas. We'll see what they do on the road, but I'm feeling pretty confident right now in this team. So let me know what you think down below. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in Game 3. Go Jets go. Bye-bye.